So I did this one already, but I had to erase it as I listened to it and read it again. My premise, my starting point is this. Whatever rich people feel about their giving, their charities, their generosities, all those kinds of things, whatever they feel about it, understand this. You're not being nice to the poor. Any money provided to the poor, by and large, 99.9% of the time, has already been earned and then stolen. So you're just giving it back. Okay. The scary thing is that the bathing ourselves in a notion of virtue because we are providing for the poor and destitute is a snake pit. So, quote, in that context, we are here to provide for all those who are weaker and hungrier, more battered and crippled than ourselves. That is our only certain good and great purpose on earth. And if you ask me about those insoluble economic problems that may arise if the top is deprived of their initiative, I would answer, quote, to hell with them. The top is greedy and mean and will always find a way to take care of themselves. They always do. Michael Foot, Labour. Michael Foot, I remember, none mightier, riding his bicycle to Parliament, crackling power voice. But this story, that compassion is so needed for the poor and the weak, to be provided by the rich, the strong, what do they say now in England, the broad-shouldered, the oldest trope of Europe, the Christianity, from the days of peasant and lord, it is over. The people can read, dudes. The narrative does not fit the truth. The myth, the narrative fits the myth. Myth is strong, is so strong, so we ride it, that some of us are superior, that we achieve, we merit in school and are sent off to the leader making Ivy Leagues, and as sure as kings are anointed, society is constructed. The left speaks to this better bunch, asking, nay, demanding on a good day that they will provide for the lower orders. Please, 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 please. You have been given all of this talent, all of this strength, all of this broad-shoulderedness. Have compassion on the weak, the crawling, the groveling, the poor. The left speaks to this better bunch, asking, nay, demanding, on a good day that they provide for the lower orders. And the left and the better bunch, the rich, the aristocracy, they go, oh yes, I must do that. I'm such a good person. That they share. And on a very good day, they do unwillingly, insisting this is a charity. Recognize me. Give me a medal, a virtue that should balance the ledger for the deprivations their trust funds exact. While bright young things might know better, apply the lies a Jefferson told to the truth, they are caught in a system that is the essence of aristocracy. And that if daddy doesn't pay the exorbitant fees, the jobs they'll need to pay them off and live in the manner they have gotten comfy with, will ensure that they take the whip and exploit. I get around a lot. I'm out and about. And there's no evidence that the minimum wages, when a minimum wager is some sort of Tiny Tim in a world of unfeeling Scrooges. I do see giants. I see George Floyds, people with great patience. And then I see a paranoid crew of wizened and pallid huddling in cathedrals and calling out the guard when children walk too close to their gated villas. America being America, the guard is so slow, the pudgy ones come out onto their lawns waving AR-15s. I'm sure they all give to charities. The great validation of climbers in a climbing culture and an aspiring culture in a culture of growth is that there is a peak to reach from whence they can dispense charity or tyranny, which, like the monarchs of England, depended largely on how the inbred brain leaned that day. Jeremy Corbyn, Tony Benn, as I remember him, did not have this paternal attitude to the people. They respected them as is. It is a huge step in any political world. If your cultural currency is relativism, how am I doing? Re them, her, him, it. You will never be an adult. Where I lived in London or New York, people are not looking for daddy. It's not fucking Downton Abbey. And anyone who wants Downton Abbey above or below stairs needs a pulse. It is our cultural blueprint. It is a step back into the hobbit world that defines Western culture now and forever. We have a daddy state, so we invent the nanny state to disdain, to make fun of, to scare from behind daddy's skirts. A very good Jewish comedian told a story. A young man is dating his daughter. The father asks him, "What do you want out of life?" The young man says, "To study the Torah." Father says, "Okay, good. And when you need food and clothes for the family?" Answer, "God will provide." Father's wife asked how the talk went. He said, "Fine. He's a very good young man and he thinks I'm God." This is the culture we like. So much better than nanny dad provides. Dad gets the due respect, the place and the power. He gets to be the statue. This is, to me, what Michael Foot is asking for, and it is where the Labour Party, the Democratic Party, and all the parties who fantasize themselves as left fail. They all think they are Lord Crawley, that it is theirs to give. It was his only certain and great purpose on earth. So we are back to enlightened princes and benevolent kings with good digestion. Bollocks. Nothing new beneath the sun. The wild energy of the people, so feared and hated by Jefferson et al., predates kings. The culture that grew for tens of thousands of years before thrones and their petty games became the cultural cocaine of the stupefied mass, and their bachelor's degrees in conformity is now being studied. It hasn't been before. The history of this culture has been hidden, surviving in tribes on the edges. But there they are, whispery and tough. Y'all need a good run, a good reset. You are ruled, America, by toothless incompetence because you like it. They make you feel good about yourselves. Half saying a genocidal theocrat is a decent chap, and the other half imagining a lazy frat boy is Jesus. Jesus. There may be a percentage at least dubious, but your democracy will never leave that result to history. Some people say this age is unprecedented. I doubt it. I think the founders were prepared for Trump. I think some of them were Trump. So the Constitution has allowed, aided and abetted Trump. The Democrats are so dithery they have concluded Satan has awakened, incapable of seeing their own hand in the mess in their stupid magic documents. Democrats in high school used to wonder, what would I have done were I a German while Hitler rose and murdered? And now they know. Nothing.